Hello, my name is Dr. Sarah Connors. I'm a naturopathic doctor and birth doula practicing in the Kitchener-Waterloo area. I run a family-based practice treating newborns all the way to seniors. I became a naturopathic doctor because I believe that natural medicine has something to offer to all of us. If you wish to attain your best possible health through natural methods, that is something that I can help you with. In this video series, we'll be covering a number of natural remedies that you can make at home in order to treat your own family. Most of the ingredients we'll be using are things that you have in your own kitchen cupboard right now. So stick with us and we'll be showing you how to make homemade ear oil in order to treat ear infections today. Today with the DIY Natural Home Remedies, we're going to be making homemade ear oil in order to treat ear infections. The reason why we're doing this is because it's really simple to do with things you just have at home in your kitchen, and also with a lot of the doctors nowadays. The Pediatric Canadian Association has actually recommended that they send kids home and just tell the parents to watch and wait. The reason for that is because a lot of the times ear infections are actually viral cause, not bacterial cause, and those antibiotics are really only going to work if it's a bacterial cause. So if you do get sent home and asked to wait and watch, then you actually have something that you can put together yourself and treat that ear infection if it's been caught early enough. Word of warning, if you happen to see fluid coming from your child's ear, or you have a nonverbal baby who's screaming and crying and all of a sudden goes very silent, that's a pretty good indication that their eardrum has actually burst. If that's the case, you do not want to be putting the ear oil in their ear. Instead, take them to see the naturopath or the doctor, and we'll take a look in their ear and see what the status of the eardrum is. Now we have everything gathered together that we're going to need. We have our garlic, cutting board and knife, glass container. You can use a plastic one if you want. I prefer glass. Olive oil, plastic wrap, and elastic band. We're going to take our garlic, put it on the cutting board, take the flat of our knife, place it on top of the garlic, give it a good whack. The whole reason for doing that is it makes it much easier to peel the garlic, and it also helps to release some of the juices from inside the garlic. So when you go to put it in the oil later, it's going to infuse nicely. We're going to take our knife and we're going to chop it roughly. The main thing with this, you don't want to chop it too small or too big. Okay, then we're going to gather it up, and I'll show you in a second. So you want it to look a little bit like that. So it's cut, but it's not too small, because if it's too small, it's going to be really hard to fish it out of the oil later on. If it's too big, it's just not going to draw the medicinal properties out of the garlic when the oil's added. So we take our glass and we put in our garlic pieces and a couple of the ones that ran away. And then we're going to take our oil. I have extra virgin olive oil. You can use regular olive oil or grapeseed oil, that's fine. I just like to use olive oil. You want to make sure that when you're pouring it, it completely covers your garlic, because if any of the garlic pieces are sticking up, then the oil can't draw the medicinal properties out. Now that that's finished, we're going to take our plastic wrap, cover up our glass, and I like to put the elastic band on at this point because it's going to protect the oil, make sure no dust or anything else falls in there so you have pure oil when it's all finished. We're going to take our oil and set it aside, let it sit at room temperature for 6 hours to 8 hours or overnight. The whole reason that we're doing this is it allows the oil to pull those medicinal properties out of the garlic. One of the main constituents that we're after is called allicin, which is thought to have some of the most potent antimicrobial properties of the garlic. You can also use the garlic for treating other illness-causing agents, such as viruses and fungi. Now that this is all complete, we're going to leave it overnight and we'll come back to it first thing in the morning. Now that the oil's been sitting about 6 to 8 hours, or overnight in this case, we're going to take the plastic off because we don't need the plastic and the elastic anymore, and put it aside. And we're going to take your spoon and your garlic and your oil because we're going to scoop all the bits of the garlic out. As best you can, you want to leave as much oil behind as possible, just because then you have more oil to work with. And this is where cutting the pieces up into small enough pieces, but not too small that they're hard to get, is going to help you out. Otherwise, what you might end up noticing is you want to use a sieve of some sort to help you get the bits out. That's pretty close to where we want it to be. So we have the oil left there. Now, for some people, you happen to have a syringe at home. You can use those little plastic syringes. You just suck the oil up, drop it directly into the ear. You can use a cotton ball to hold the oil in place as well. Other thing that's a little bit more common in most people's houses, you have the cotton ball. You're going to dip it in the oil, get it relatively saturated, twist it into the ear, make sure that it's fairly secure, and leave that overnight. And that's literally how easy it is to treat a minor ear infection with garlic ear oil. So go ahead, get your hands just a little bit dirty, but be proud of yourself. You've just made some medicine. Thanks for joining me today. If you have any questions about this video, or any questions at all, send them over to sarahconnorsnd@gmail.com. In future videos, we'll be doing a Q&A segment following the demonstration. In that section, I will do my best to answer any questions that you have. If you'd like to go more in depth on your own personal health matters, you can also book a complimentary 15-minute session with me. Simply go to my website, www.sarahconnorsnd.com, click on the Book an Appointment link, and it'll take you to the online scheduler. In our next video, we'll be covering how to make homemade cough syrup, so be sure to check it out.